Hello once again, this is Shola Lojade from trendfinanceuk.com, and as I said, I'll be sharing with you another quick tutorial on how to fire your designer. So one of the ways to fire your designer, quite something that is easy. I don't really mean for you to fire your designer. If you have a designer that you've been using, you can still continue to use them. But what I just want to share with some people out there who do not have enough money to be spending on designs, and it's just a quick tool. It's called Canva. And what I want to let you know today is that we'll be using a tool called Canva to design our thumbnail. As I've explained or shared with you in my previous video, that um, it's very important that you use thumbnail, and your thumbnail must be eye catching, must be wonderfully designed, it must be the design that is approved by YouTube for it to be discovered. And this is all about discovering of your video out there. So what I'm about to share with you today is just a quick design. I will be starting from scratch, how I go about my design and how I upload it to save and upload it to YouTube. So with that being said, we'll be going in straight away. The first thing you need to just do is to make sure you go into your browser. You can type in Canva on your Google or onto your website. You can go into canva.com. You click on it. It will ask you to register. As I'm a regular user of Canva, I do not need to register. That's why I'm logged in directly immediately. But if you need to register, you can use your Gmail account to log in to get access to this platform, or you can register using different login. So you can also, for example, see all the designs I've done. Look and see, I've created a lot of designs in here. And let me tell you how I wish if I had done this through a designer, that would have cost me a lot. Instead of me using this money here spending on a designer, why don't I use it to run PPC, my paid ads? And that's why I'll tell you, it's all about managing, you using your budget, know what your budget is. I know it's quite time consuming sometimes. For someone who is just starting, it's quite time consuming, but let me tell you, sometimes you just have to overlook and learn some of all these cool things that needs to be done. So now we'll be going right in. So the first thing you just need to do is just need to go, there are all various types of templates that is given to you. All you just need to do to select one, as we are only going, if you want to do a Facebook post, a blog banner, a card, email header, Twitter post, Facebook app ad, Tumblr, different kind of stuff. So today will just be restricted to thumbnail. That's the critical reason why I've come in here, just to create and design a wonderful high catching that pops out thumbnail, so that this will draw people into click through into and watch our video. So you will find yourself in a background like this. You see, this is a white background, very important for you to know. Once you see this white background, now you want to start. It depends on you. You might choose to make use of the white background, but I don't usually go for the white background. It's either you select any one of these. You can select a background from here if you want to use, and also you can also adjust your background. You can use this to darken it, to make it in different colors you want to make use. It's all your choice. So what I just want to make use of now is, I have a regular background I normally make use of, which is this. I just love this background. Sometimes I lighten it up, sometimes I just leave it. So the next thing you want to do once you have this background is, now you want to go into element, and now you want to add an element. So now I'm going to add one element. You can see how this element stands out. This is very, very important. But what I want to do with this element is that I'm going to really make sure that this element stays. I want to get it. You see, by the time I'm done with this element, I need about three of these elements to be standing and popping out. I need one more of this element. Let's take for example, you go in out. Very, very important you follow what I'm actually doing at the moment, because this will be really helpful. You see some ways people are designing and making use of some nice thumbnail, but you'll be surprised that how are they actually doing all this stuff. It's not something that is hard, it's something you can do yourself. So if you watch what I've done, I've clicked on an element here, go into an element, click on one, and this is what will make our text pop out. You can see I'm not just putting our text on anything there. I just don't want to put it on the background. I want my text that I'll be using to actually pop out. That's how you get to know that, oh, people will now click through your so now we want to now put in our text. Now I'll go into my YouTube channel. Do not forget, this is a thumbnail. I want to make a thumb. You can see now, look at the thumbnail YouTube has generated for me. This is quite awful. This will not make anyone to click through. And if some people do leave it this way, but I will not leave mine this way. It's very, very important for you to now set up, design, carry out a well-designed thumbnail. So the first thing I want to do is I'll be copying the first letter in here. That's winning with video. I copy that. Once I copy, I go back to my Canva, and you need to now add another element, which is the text. So add another text, and I'm going to drag that text nicely. I'm going to drag it in here so that I can put my information there. You can see what I've done. See how fantastic I've done this now. If you don't, it is not something that is hard. This is not something that is easy. It's just a quick, it's something you can quickly do. So once you've done that, I can now paste the text I've copied. If you can see what I've done there, I've pasted that text. See what I've done there. So the next thing I'll be also going again is I'll be going into my YouTube channel to copy another part of the text. Winning with video thumbnail in Google and YouTube. So I'm copying this as well, and I'll be copying that. Very, very important you follow what I'm doing now. So this is another one, and now don't forget, you add text. Another element you need to add. You add that text, nice and looking nice. We see a lot of things we'll be adding onto this later on. It's not something that is hard. All you just need to follow what I'm doing. So let's delete that and paste in. Let's just paste in. Okay, let's go back and yeah, we can now paste in our new. You can see how this looks. It doesn't look too good, and it's something I just really want to adjust. So what you now need to do now is you can now make this much bigger so that it can accommodate, it can fit in what you that text. So you can see now what I've done there. That has really popped out, and I'll make it more. As I've done it, I'll be showing you a lot of things I'll be changing on this as well. This is just quite very, very important for you to learn. It's not something difficult. Then again, I will add another test for the other one at the bottom. So add this test now, and this stands out here. Go back into my YouTube channel, and I will be choosing the rest part of my title. You can see one thing you need to make sure you always do is to make sure you always use your YouTube title. Your YouTube title should be congruent with your thumbnail, the words on your thumbnail. You can either use some of it or you can either use everything. So the other thing I'll be doing just here now is I'll just add copy this as well in here, and that's it. YouTube universal chat, winning with video thumbnail in Google and YouTube universal search. Cool, simple, that is what I want. So the next thing you want to do, will you want to leave it this way? No. What you want to now do is you want to now make it really pop out. You now want to change your text. Your text, you just want to give it some quick, it will look, you need to change your text so the background, it is on white, can check the background to probably green, and so that pops, you can leave it at yellow, you can put it at blue, you can put it at, just use any form of background you want to use. So this another one here, so I'll be changing this background. Maybe I'll change this to black. I'll change this background to black, and I'll change the text to white. See that? How wonderful is that? That's another cool one. And I will change this background as well again. Change another background I have in here. I might use, let's say, okay, let's go for green here, and I want to change the text to white. So you can see, or let me put it on red. You can see you just need to play with different high catchy. But what I want to make use of is I want to rather leave that as I want to leave it as black as well. Or and I'll also make that text red. I just want something that is high catchy. You need to play with all the colors there so that you can see the one that really pops out. So it seems blacks pops out, and that pulls in what you're trying to do. Once you're done with this, you can see what I've done there. This is fantastic. You can see people can easily see this, as I've showed you in my previous video yesterday. Also YouTube, also Google also will also be accessing using the cloud.google.api visions to assess whether this is a safe search for, in terms of using, is it adult, is it spoofy, is it racy, is it of medical, is there a joy element in there? So you want to make sure you're making use of fantastic information like this. And the next thing I want to do now is I want to make sure I draw this. I want to reduce this length. You want to make it pop out. Now what you want to now do now is you want to increase the font and also change the font to, I like making use of my font, and I like using Anton. Anton is one of the fonts I love using because you can see Anton is nice. You can see the way it pops out, and I can now also make it more bigger again. You can see the way that pops out. How fantastic is that? I also need to change this also to Anton. Is change it to Anton, increase the size. What you now do, increase, okay, let's reduce that size so that it will be of a normal, or let's take that up. Very easy. You take it up, increase the size as quick as possible, and let's look at how it looks. Okay, what we need to do now is we need to work on our background again. So we need to work on our background by extending our background out. So what you need to do is extend your background out. So what I'm going to do now is make it a little more bigger, in which is going to accommodate those tests. So what I'm going to do right now is, okay, now I can now fit in that text nicely. How cool is that? You can see what I've done just there. This is something, if I want to put more fonts, but I'll leave it that way. That's much readable. Then also I'll do the same thing to this. This is something you should be learning. I use my normal Anton, which is cool, and I use 48. You can use different type. You can use this, you can use that, you can use another one. You can use different. You can use different um, font. It all depends, but you take note, make use of fonts that are cool, that are readable for people, that also pops out. So what I now do now is increase this font. Okay, I don't want to increase, make this too big. Okay, I've already made the intention known. So what I just want to do in there is to draw this and make it really look in line with what I'm trying to get in there. You can see how cool is that? That's fantastic. So the next thing I want to do now is I've uploaded, for you, you might need, one thing you need to do, you can upload from your system different images or play around the images. Like here now I've uploaded several images because I make use of Canva a lot. So one thing you want to do is to make sure you have uploaded images. So what I want to put on my thumbnail now, I want to put this picture in there. This is fantastic. This is what I want to put in there. Make use of that picture. You now make sure that your picture is well laid out. At least you want to have a picture. It all depends on you. If you don't want to have, you can put it at the bottom in here, or you can put it at the top. I just feel, okay, let me just have a picture, so people like having that personal feeling of whoever is talking to them. And the next bit I want to go now is back to our element. So in element now, you just need to search for different information. Like now I can put in hand now, and I search for different hands here. So you have a lot of free hands there. Can you see different kind of hands that we do have in here? I can put this is free, and this is free, and this is the type of thing you want to make use of. Now I can put that in here and make it more lower. You reduce it because you just want that gesture, want to point people to what you're trying to say. And the next thing you can do is you can try to turn it on. You can see what I'm doing there. Then the next bit you can see, because no one can see this hand, so the next thing I want to do with the hand is I want to change the color. So that's the color that I want to change. Then I want to make it look more brownish. Very, very important you understand the rationale behind all this. I want to look at the color that really fits in here, that will go through with it. So I don't just want to use anything. Okay, let's go for white. White looks nice. Okay, let's use brown. You play around with the colors. So that's the only way you can really get around with all this. Sometimes you change the color, change the fonts, and I'm trying to look for a specialized color in here that I can play with. So this is quite something that is easy, and you just need to point people in different, that points people to what you're trying to say. You can see what I've done there, and you can now put that. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to draw attention. Very, very important you understand what this is all about. It's all about thumbnail, and that's why we are pointing that figure in there. So it's very, very important that you understand all this. So the next thing I want to do now is you can also search. Okay, what am I talking about? I'm talking about YouTube. What should I do? Okay, I'll now put in YouTube as well. you put in what we call YouTube, and it gives us different kind of logo for YouTube that are free. So what I want to do from here again, I want to drag YouTube picture in here, and I want to put it down nicely, and you reduce it, you put it down. It's all about YouTube and YouTube thumbnail. So we can put that below hanging here. You can put it on the middle, you can put it wherever you like it. All you just want to make use of is you want to communicate to people. Fantastic. So the next bit I want to do again now is to change this. YouTube has that color or feel of a red, so I want to change that to red and make it a deep red. So how cool is that? You can see how that looks. So the next bit you want to do, if you want to add more information to it, you can see video. Okay, let's add something on video. You can add something on video on that, and this is how you carry out um, much search for things you want to do. And this is free, this is free. So okay, let's take for example, let's put this as well. Let's put that, we're talking about video in here, and we're going to put that nicely at the, okay, we can fit that in the corner here, so people get to understand what we're talking about, that it's all about video. See, and that can stay right in the corner there. How cool is that? This is quite simple. It's quite a good design. I don't think you need more designing of anything. And with this now, this is my thumbnail done. I can do more things to it, but the most important thing is keep your thumbnail simple. So the next thing I want to do now is I want to give my thumbnail a name so that I can actually save it. So that's my winning video, let's put it as winning thumbnail. Okay, and you go into file, you save. So that is well saved, and the next thing you want to do in here is to download. Let me tell you, this is a free tool, free to download, and fantastic. That will download in a few minutes. Once that is downloaded, I can view how it looks in a bigger. You can see how fantastic that looks. The most important thing is people can read winning with video thumbnail in Google and YouTube universal search. Simple as that. And we have the person who is talking about this. You have a hand pointing, gesturing to, okay, that's what that thing is all about. And simple, that's high catching, that pops out, people can read, people can now make an attempt to click. So what you now want to do now is we go into our YouTube, and also we now need to go into our custom thumbnail. So once we go into, we want to now upload our thumbnail. So something that is quite very easy. We want to see where winning with video does it. We want to upload our thumbnail there, and you see how it now looks. Now I'm no more using any of this. You can see now, and this is now my thumbnail. When I save it, that goes straight into it now becomes my new thumbnail. So this is now my new thumbnail. This is what I'm going to use, and this is going to be really eye catchy. Is something that also an important requirement these days, which people really do not want to understand, that this is really important in terms of what you need to learn. You can see how it stands out here. Let's go back to the edit, and you see now that our thumbnail is fully there. Can you see how this looks? And people, definitely you can read what the text is saying about, you can see what it's all about, and people can easily, okay, let me click on, and that really helps you to understand more of all this information. So once again, I want to let you know that thumbnail is highly very important. If you are looking into any form of designs you want to make use of, make always put in thumbnail, because it's highly important. There are some few things I want to show you what Google has, even YouTube even says about thumbnail. That thumbnail is one of the critical factors. Without it, you cannot. Let me just there. Yeah, this is the information on thumbnail. If you look at it, it says thumbnails and titles act like billboards to help viewers decide to watch your videos. Well designed thumbnails and titles can attract more fans to your channel. When you look at it, it encourages viewers to watch through your videos because they know what to expect. Make your content appealing to them, and that's one thing. If your content is not appealing to people, they will not click through. And that's one of the things you want to make sure you want to change. Create a thumbnail and a title for your latest video based on what you have learned. So what you've learned today now, I want you to go back. If you've not been using thumbnail, it's high time for you to start making use of it. Go back and start designing thumbnail. Even for practice, you have the free tool there. Make use of that free tool. And once again, I want to thank you once more for taking your time to watch this video. I hope you like it as much as I like sharing videos like this. And one more thing I want to let you know is that make sure if you know anyone who need information like this, share it with them so that this will help people to learn. That's the way I've learned also. So thank you very much for watching this, and I'll see you on my next video. Thank you.